Yes. Welcome back to another stream. Big transfer news. So we'll bundle it all into one stream rather than having to do loads of different things. We've got news on KOVACIC, news on GUNDOGAN, news on GABRI VIEGA, news on Riyad Mahrez, which has just come out. So we can go through all this and try and take your mind off tomorrow for now. I know I'm certainly trying to swerve it a little bit, so I don't get nervous. So I can talk about Champions League later on. First thing first, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It helps us. We're trying to get to 80k, which is still mad to say. And make sure you like the stream. Helps other people find us. If you want extra content, you can join the Xtra Club. The link is in the description. It's also a pinned comment. Right, where do we start? Should we start with like KOVACIC? I think like that's the closest deal, in it. Should we start with that? I think that
yeah, start with Kova.
So news on KOVACIc. Apparently, I'll say apparently, it's Fabrizio, and I know a lot of people take Fabrizio as gospel. KOVACIc has agreed personal terms with City. He wants to move to the Etihad, and City will discuss a fee with Chelsea after the Champions League final. So it's seemingly likely that all is well.
Yeah, I think this is good. I think it's good getting the deal done nice and early. We know the way City like to operate. They like to get all the signings done as early as possible, so they can all go on the pre-season tour. They know where they stand. We've gone over how we think it's a good signing in general for the squad. I don't think he's coming in to be, a number one choice kind of thing. But you can't argue with him, man. He's a guaranteed hit as far as I'm concerned in the Premier League.
I think it's a great. I think we've all said this like many a time. Yeah, LB's mic's fixed. Don't worry, innit? His game was high in it. It's picking up everything. People are hearing LB's skin cells moving it.
Oh, it was me. I was like, is everything okay?
Loud B. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. I know a few people don't like the idea of us signing KOVACIC because he's 29, but I don't get it personally. I think it's a mint move for City. It's good that we've got the personal terms agreed. Can we class that as a Croatian that we've got? Do you know what I mean? Like, can we class it? Yeah,
that's where I feel they're doing this for. I feel get that, tick all the boxes, leave no stone unturned before tomorrow night. Get the Croatian, and we have a personal term agreed Croatian. That's as good enough as
that's as good as we're gonna get, innit? Like, so a personal turn agreed Croatian is better than a no personal turn agreed Croatian. So we've known about KOVACIc for ages. I think we've all been saying this now for the past couple of weeks that we think this one will be the first signing that we get done. I think it will really ramp up after the Champions League final. I think everyone's just trying to focus on it. I think that's when we'll start. That's when the first domino will truly fall. After the Champions League final, like something that Albie's been saying for ages. So that's where we're at with that. Just whilst we're on that Champions League curse and that, if you haven't already, LB did a opposition preview yesterday with an Inter Milan fan. So you can go over there after the stream, get the Inter Milan fans' thoughts on that. It's pretty decent. Mm-hmm. It's a weird one now, but with KOVACIc, because there's no excitement left. There is, obviously, when he signs and he's holding the shirt and that, but for now, it's kind of vetoed, isn't it? Like, we've got... That's it until the Champions League final.
Yeah, true, man. True. I like the KOVACIc signing, man. 30 million, whatever it is, good price, load of experience, and yeah, personal terms agreed. So we just have to wait and see who he's coming in for. You know what I mean? Who's going? Who's leaving? Bernardo leaving? Gundogan leaving? We don't know at the moment. I guess we just have to wait and see. But it's a great signing, man. It really is.
Where's all your limits on price?
For me, 40 million, 45 million.
I'd go 40 mil. Yeah. I think that's a fair price. I think we'll get him cheaper than that. I think we'll get him for around like 30 to 40 in that region. Yeah, I think it's a good deal. Obviously, Chelsea are in fire sale mode, aren't they? They're trying to get rid of loads of players, and KOVACIc seemingly is one of them that we're happy to take off their hands. Right, so KOVACIc, we know that situation. We probably won't hear too much now. Obviously, there's only a day until the Champions League final anyway. But yeah, next week could be big. We could get that. Here we go. Next week on KOVACIc. Where do we go from here? GABRI VIEGA. The Gabri VIEGA news. Gundo. To be fair, the Gundo one makes perfect sense, actually, because he could be the Gundo replacement.
That's it.
So, there are rumours that İlkay Gundogan is going to agree a deal to go to Barcelona. Now, I kind of get it if we win the Champions League because it's the perfect way to bow out. And I keep saying this. That's my worry. My worry of winning the Champions League is that Gundo goes, now's the perfect time to leave rather than staying here.
Yeah, I said it to you the other day. I think that I'm getting increasingly anxious about the Gundogan situation. I think if his heart was set on staying, and say City had done all they could to keep him, and it was going to happen, I think we'd be pretty in the know about it at this stage. I think we would know he's staying. We'd have a pretty 95% idea that he's staying. But the fact that his agent is kind of shutting down a lot of things. There's more rumors that he's kind of interested in Barcelona, and that's advancing by the sounds of it a little bit. I'm getting anxious that he's going to leave, and I don't want him to leave. I really don't want him to leave. I still think there's a good 2-3 years left in İlkay Gundogan, at least in terms of good impact and what he can offer on the pitch. Obviously, not 90 minutes twice a week, but I believe a player as good as him can definitely offer you valuable minutes, and all the experience and everything that comes with that as well. So. I'm nervous about this situation. I think I'm resigning to the idea that he is probably in the mindset of, if I lift that Champions League Saturday night and complete the treble as the captain for Man City, you're not going to get a better time to walk away. You're not going to get a better time to get a big send-off.
I think he's gone, bro.
I think he is.
You think Gundo gone?
I think Gundo gone, innit? I just think like he's a captain. I think he's a captain of the team. If he wanted to stay, he would have signed a contract and ended all this speculation. It's not good to have this speculation on the eve of the biggest game in his career. I think he would have signed a contract already. So I think he's going. Where he goes, don't know whether he's going to go Barcelona. I imagine it's going to be Barcelona. Obviously, there were some rumours of Saudi, but I think he's going to go Barcelona. And I think it's pretty much done anyway. I think it's done. I think he's gone. I just don't see why he wouldn't have signed a contract already. I think this thing of, if he wins the trophy, if he doesn't win the trophy, I don't think he's thinking like that. I don't think that's how players think. I think it's just a simple case of he's going to go Barca, and that's why he's not signed a contract.
But,
so I think he's gone.
But at the same time, winning a treble is a great send-off. It's like the perfect time. If you want to dip out of somewhere, then you know what I mean. You can tick that box and dip. Just like with other players that are leaving, it's the perfect time for them to move on to a new chapter of their footballing career. Now, like I say, it's only a rumour, the Gundo stuff about him on the verge of agreeing to move to Barcelona on a 3-year deal. Now, Mate Moretto has come out and said that Gundo's not decided yet where he's going to play next season.
I don't believe that at all.
But surely he has like an inkling of where he wants to be.
Pre-season starts in like a month and a half, a month? You're telling me this guy's still not decided what he wants to do? Nah,
yeah, but I mean, but that's the thing though, like, in my head, it could be that he's undecided. Like, in my head, like, it could be a thing where he might just be waiting for that game tomorrow night and then he'd see where he's at. Like, and if he don't win it then, he might think, you know what, I'll stay another year and get another crack at it.
I think agents in his ear saying, big chance here to go to Barcelona. But, new opportunity, new challenges.
The Barcelona rumour as well is a 3-year deal, something that City haven't even touched. City, the rumour is that City are offering him a 1-year deal with an extra year on top of that, like an optional extra year. Whereas Barca flat out going, here's 3 years when he's just got a newborn. It's security in his.
I think he's gone. I just don't see people. I just don't see players doing that of like, let me see if I win it or not. Nah, I think he's probably made up his mind, and I think he's going. I just think if he wanted to stay, if he had any, if he wanted to stay, he would have signed a contract already.
You are right. Like, all this talk before Champions League final on your captain is not what you want.
How many players, run the contract down to the end of the season and then sign a contract after the season's finished to stay? Very rare that happens. Very rare. I can't remember the last player that done that. If the player's out of contract, it's usually because they're leaving. Otherwise, they would have signed a new deal.
Yeah, I feel like the reason we've not heard anything secure from Gundo to say that, I think, is because he doesn't want to disrupt anything or basically take the limelight away from the team. And then, because if he says, I'm leaving, Every time you get questioned, he gets questioned. It's all going to be about him leaving. All the pet questions about him leaving rather than about the team. He's kind of like making it about himself, really, where he doesn't need to do that. Paratosh, yes, Paratosh with the 10 gifted memberships. Yes, Paratosh, mate. Massively appreciated. Big up to all the people in the chat who got those gifted memberships. Big up Paratosh, mate.
Big up, bro.
Right, I guess that's your Gundo news, isn't it? Like, Cade in the chat, I swear LB said Gundo's staying and now he's saying he's leaving. Yeah, but I think all of us have been through this. Same with Bernardo, we've all been through this merry-go-round of he's staying, he's leaving, he's staying, he's leaving, he's staying, he's leaving. Like, and then I feel like as we get closer to like tomorrow or the end of the season, I guess it is leaning that way. Now, when we are linked, obviously we have got Kovacic, we're linked with someone like Kimmich. We are linked to these players like midfielders. That does kind of stink of him going.
I would love Kimmich. I'd love Kimmich. That would be so sick.
I think Kimmich and Rodri, I mean, oh, that'd be sick. I mean, Kimmich in this side. And another versatile player. He can play right back, can't he? And Pep loves that. And to be fair, there are, I think, genuinely, after this Champions League final, I think transfer news is going to ramp up. Because it's been such a quiet time. Last season, right, at this stage, we were all getting gassed about different players. Like, obviously, getting gassed about Haaland and that. We had, like, news coming out all the time. And now, you can't say that there's news filtering through, but we're still very unsure on City's window. And I think maybe that's because City are a bit unsure with the players that are going to leave. Like, if someone's going to offer the fee for Bernardo, if Riyad Mahrez is going to go, do you know what I mean, all these. On that, Riyad Mahrez, another outgoing. There is big rumours coming out now about Riyad. We spoke about this yesterday about him joining Al Ahly. Then yesterday we spoke about the fee and what they'd offer him and if that could sway him. Now the rumours from James Ollie and Rob Dawson from ESPN saying that they're willing to offer Riyad Mahrez a contract worth €100 million plus bonuses to leave City.
That is mad.
If you're Riyad Mahrez, I think, like, if you're Riyad Mahrez, you just accept that.
Again, if he wins the Champions League.
Again, it's a bow out. Win the Champions League, he's done it.
Go and get the payday,
man. Why? You've won everything that you want to win. Go get cash.
And that's tax-free, remember, guys?
Tax-free, £100 million cash.
That'll be more money in 2 years than he's earned in his whole career.
He's got to push for that, man. He's got to push for that, especially if he wins. He's a 5-time Premier League winner, potential Champions League winner in 48 hours' time, whatever it is. If you're offered 100 million over 2 years, you got to say, listen, I'm going to take the bag, man. There's generations and generations of Mahrez will be looked after with that. You know what I mean? It's a no-brainer.
Generations and generations.
How much do we accept, though? What's the fee that we accept?
That's the thing now, then, is obviously because he's still contracted to City. How much is City going to say, to get out of this?
I'm not letting him go for anything less than 30 million quid.
Oh, if less than £30 million is absolutely disgusting. I'd be looking at like 40 to 50 mil.
Yeah.
But then it does. How old is he? 32?
32, 1 year left on his contract. I think. Let me check that.
Oh, shit.
I think if we got like 40 to 50, I think City accept.
2 years left on his contract, sorry.
Oh yeah, because he did that.
And you have to take into consideration, we paid 60 million for Riyad Mahrez, I believe it was at the time. If you're letting him go for, say, 40, you're only losing out 20 million, and he's won you 4 Premier Leagues.
Well, apparently, right. So you know how profit and losses are done on transfer fees. So the transfer fee is spread out over the length of the contract.
Oh, it's amortized, isn't it? Is that what it's called?
So yeah, apparently with the Mahrez one, there's £8 million left on his contract. So anything over £8 million that we get for him, that's straight up profit.
Oh shit!
So if you sell him for 40 million quid, you're making £32 million profit on him. That's how it works. Now in real money, the non fucking dodgy accounting shit. We've obviously made a loss on the actual transfer fees.
Yeah, because that's the way we look at it, isn't it? A loss.
Yeah, because when you buy something, it's spread out over the course of however long you have it. But when you sell something, it's booked straight away as profit. So if you sell it for 40 million, that's £32 million profit straight away to City, which massively helps with FFP.
That's the 115th charge, though.
LB been on like an accounting course, isn't it?
Wow.
It's a mad shit. That's blown my mind. That.
Yeah, smart B.
Nah, I just seen on Twitter, man. I can't take the credit for that, innit? It's probably all wrong, to be honest. But that is actually how it works, man. That's actually where it is. That's how it works.
LB, do my taxes.
Yeah, I'll do mine too.
Yeah, that is actually mad. That is actually mad. So it will go to profit. Obviously, as fans, we look at it as not profit because we're making a loss on what we bought him for. But like I say, like I think 30-40 mil. I think City accepts. And
the one problem that you have there, if you can sell Mahrez, you then need 2 wingers.
This is what we were saying yesterday. Is you created an issue that we didn't have. City have gone into this window sort of knowing where we need to be with the players that are going to be leaving. We've known that Bernardo Silva wants to go. We've known that Ilkay Gundogan's running his contract down. There's time on them. However, Riyad Mahrez throws a spanner into the works because then you're going, right, okay, we lose Bernardo Silva and Riyad Mahrez in one window. 2 of your right wingers are gone. You're left with Phil Foden and Cole Palmer, who's not ready yet.
And maybe Phil Foden's now a midfielder.
And Phil Foden, yeah, without signing Jude Bellingham. And recently he's been playing midfield. So basically you're left with Cole Palmer and Phil Foden who can play there. So then that's the issue, and I don't want us to shoot ourselves in the foot in it and do a Zinchenko situation.
Yeah, and yeah, because I think we need to sign a midfield, a winger now anyway, a right winger. But if we sell Mahrez, I think we need 2.
Yeah,
I genuinely think we need 2. Now there's been some talk about Kulusevski. He's a downgrade on Mahrez. He's a downgrade on Foden. He's a downgrade on Bernardo Silva. This is the problem that we're going to have. You know what I mean? If we let Bernardo go and you let Mahrez go, whatever winger you put there, unless it's Foden, it's going to be a downgrade.
Yeah, you're not going to get that level, which is mad.
Unless you go and get like a Kingsley Coman or a big dog.
But then the thing for me is there's just no links, man. This is why, and obviously probably because City aren't expecting this, and this has been like over the Saudis have done like some mad takeover now, and getting all these players in. But I think we're replacing a lot of players as it is, and you're losing a lot of the seniority of the squad there. A lot of the players who know how this Pep system works. If you lost Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Laporte, and Mahrez in one window, look at all them players who know that Pep system in different areas. Like I think it could spell a bit of a. Do you know how we called this year transitional year? You could be looking at that next year if that happens.
That's what I was saying yesterday. You're ripping out like a massive core of the team.
Yeah.
People who've been there for a long time. They understand how it works. And I said it doesn't matter who you replace them with. It doesn't matter if you replace them with 5 Messis. You're ripping out core people in that team who've been in the dressing room, who are leaders in that dressing room, and the younger players coming through have always looked to for guidance and help. So it's a tough one how City managed that. It will be a genuine, real transition.
King Clouds King, yes, with a 2. $2 says, is Hugh's actual name Hugh G. Rection? Can you confirm, Hugh? Is that your actual name?
You've got me. That's it.
Murray's a front, isn't it? It's frauding us tax-wise, isn't it? He's actually called Hugh G. Rection.
Murray's a stage name.
Yeah. Italian Stallion, yes, with a 10 says, I'm shitting it. Just seen that picture of the Champions League trophy in the City dressing room. Can't believe that 90 minutes can define my summer. It can make me the happiest man alive or not leaving the house. It's knife edge, innit? It's difficult. It's disgusting. It's a disgusting thing to go into and to feel, but we want this. We want this. We want to be in these positions. It's horrible. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. We just got to hope that the team go out there and put it all on the line, man. The biggest game of the season. One of the biggest games in our history. This final's bigger than the Chelsea final, isn't it? Because this is on the precipice for treble here, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd say so.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's actually crazy. Yeah, I can understand why you're shitting it. HSK, yes, HSK with $100, mate. $100 from HSK. Man's moving big. Yes,
Who is
yes.
HSK, man?
Yeah, we need to know in it. HSK, come outside in it, or else. Could it be Hair Shake Cal? His something Caldoon. I'm trying to like chat. Someone help us out with like like what HSK could be in it. Hermadness question mark. Nah, Hermadness needs to come outside in it. We will never see Hermadness again. No. He owes us too much money in it. We're gonna have to send the loan sharks after it.
He's moved country and changed identity.
Yeah. Yes, it's HSK. He says, if I'm not mistaken, Fernandinho only signed one extension after the season ended. Anyway, in our board, we trust let us go. But I thought that was like a automatic extension, the Fernandinho one, because of the amount of time that he played. Because I know that Fernandinho got an automatic 1 year extension if he played a certain amount of time, and it came into place when the season finished. So I'm not sure if that was a thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Yeah, but yes, HSK, $100. Bucks. I've never said that, man. $100. Anyway, I call them bucks.
It is weird.
Why? Why bucks?
I don't know why they call it a book. You know, because they call one book a book, innit?
A book, innit? You got a buck.
You got a book, man.
You got a book, man.
But like, how do you know if they're talking about an actual book or not?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Have you read that book? Or do you have a book? It's
if I said to you, have you got a book? Like, well, what book are you on about?
But then we call a pound a quid.
Yeah, but there's nothing else. What else is a quid? A quid is a quid.
Yeah. Yeah, quid is a quid. A book is like a book, or there's a horse which does a book thing with its legs in it, like buckaroo.
Do they call it one book though, or do they just call it $1? I think they call it just $1.
Nah, they call
it a book.
They call it a book. I've seen it in films.
I think you only say book for plural, like for multiple.
Nah, they say that would be bucks, isn't it? $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say like $100 and that, do you know what I mean? But they say a book, innit?
They do say a book.
They do say a book, innit? Me and LB watched TV before.
Listen, what do you say in your country, man?
What do you mean, what do we say in my country?
Yeah.
What's your slang for a
What's your
euro?
slang for a euro?
A yuri. Have you got a yuri, lad?
I was going to say you got an E, but you don't want an E in it. Like, you can't go like that.
Call it a euro? A euro?
Yeah, that's it. You don't even have a slang version of yours, innit? So don't step into this conversation.
Yeah.
We've got a quid.
Because you're all jazzy going, a quid, yeah?
Yeah, we've got a quid and a pound. Americans have got a buck and a dollar. Where's your alternative? You just got a euro, man. That's boring.
No, we had a quid and we leveled up. We got the euro.
You leveled up.
We got the new update.
Yeah, there's still no one in the chat. A dollar is a buck. Multiple are bucks. Yeah, now we know that, Lizzie. We understand the terminology. We don't. But why is it called a buck? This is the issue. We are raising class A issues to the community right now that need to be answered.
Nah, they don't say one book. They wouldn't say a book.
They do.
They do. Just have an American in the chat say it. Well, you're going to come outside to the Americans and say, nah.
Nah, you don't say this. LB, Hugh, the Irish man, telling the Americans, you don't say this.
I'm going there next week. I'll tell them. I'll do a YouTube short. You don't say this. This is false information.
They traded with buckskins. What's that? What that means?
It's $1. Give me $1 or multiple books.
Mitchell says, I'm an American and it's buck.
No, Mitchell, you're wrong.
Okay. Right. On that, Italian style with the $9.99 says, my opinion on the Saudi League. I just have this feeling that they start buying the likes of Ronaldo and Benzema. Then in the future, we might see younger players that might start going to Saudi. It reminds me of, do you know, when China started buying like loads of players. It reminds me of that.
Yeah, but the difference is Saudi have got like cash, mate.
They've got unlimited resources.
They want to do that. You know.
They're trying to turn that league into basically a very, very, very popular league.
So like, go back to like Sancho, right? Yeah, you're Jadon Sancho. You're at Manchester City. City offer you what, like 20 grand a week, 30 grand a week. Borussia Dortmund offer you 40 grand a week, but they say you're going to start every week. Someone from Saudi Arabia rings you up and like, come Saudi Arabia, we'll give you £250,000 a week on a 4-year contract. I'm going Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
See ya.
This is like mad to say, yeah, but and I get maybe not for like that kind of level. But imagine they had like Mbappe. Imagine they could like tempt Mbappe after PSG and just be like, look, we'll offer you this amount of money. Come here on a 4-year deal. When he leaves, he'd only be like 27.
It wouldn't surprise me if they end up paying UEFA to get access to UEFA Champions League. You know, like Australia are somehow in Eurovision. Like, how is that thing? But they're in Eurovision for some reason. It wouldn't surprise me, if Saudi Arabia somehow get themselves into the Champions League. Because if they said to the clubs in Champions League, right, we will pay $200-300 million to have our clubs in there, and that all that money goes to the clubs in Europe, they'll probably take it.
Yeah, well, money talks, innit?
Money talks.
Money talks. So if they can but that's basically them getting a backdoor route into UEFA. Pay UEFA money to get into there and be in the Champions League, and that'd then level the Saudi league up even more. Because then
the Super League.
Yeah,
Super League again.
Super League mode, isn't it? It is Super League mode. HSK, by the way, with another $100, man. $100. Another $100 from HSK.
Yo!
Yes, HSK, man, moving mad. Yes, HSK. He says, I'm in Istanbul now, ready to party. And I'll be looking for her madness for you guys. I'm sure he'll be around. Nah, he's going to hiding, mate, innit? He's going to hiding. HSK, mate, people think that you're Obaid, like on a different account, innit? But Obaid is actually going to Istanbul today as well. Maybe you'll have to link up, innit? I think the S in HSK stands for shake. With all these books that he's given out.
Highness Sheikh something, isn't it?
Khaldoon.
It could be Khaldoon, man.
It could be Khaldoon.
Because Khaldoon will likely be in...
He'd be in Istanbul now, wouldn't he?
You know what's mad, yeah? You know Khaldoon now, right? He's probably doing some business deals, isn't it?
Yeah.
This man never sleeps.
Guy be on the phone all the time, innit?
Manchester City announced a new partnership with Turkish telephone communication provider.
Which isn't real. Yeah. Which isn't real. And everyone finds out rapid. What was it? It was a gambling site, wasn't it? When everyone found out rapid that it wasn't real. So then City instantly pulled the plug on it. Yes, HSK, massively appreciated, mate. Austin King with a 5 says, back in the 1800s, US, a buck, which is a deer hide, so deer hide, was worth $1. There you go. There you go.
That's the sort of super chat that we need.
That there is a 10 out of 10 super chat. It gave us all the information.
There you go.
So you can come at me with all your facts and terminologies you want.
There's no shut up, Euro boy.
Eurovision down there. we ain't having your eyes, innit? JP slows the party. Nah, we've all been having this conversation. We didn't understand what buck meant. Why it's called a buck. We understand it's $1, but we didn't know why, innit? And now, so a buck, which is a deer hide, is $1. So they call it a buck. That is sick. That is sick. Lizzie says she's not even heard that, and she's in America. She's American. Well, kind of American.
Know your history, innit?
Buzzing. History Extra. Next level, man. Some next level content, innit? Every day is a school day on City Extra. You learn something new all the time. We spoke about Mahrez, obviously Saudi League and that. What, possibly on and going? Do you think he'll go?
I think there's a good chance he'll go. I think so long as Saudi Arabia put in a bid of 30 million or above, he'll go. My opinion.
I'd say like 75% chance.
I genuinely, if they're going to offer him £100 million a season, I think he goes. I think he.
I'm at like 70%, so I'm pretty close. Yeah, I'm probably 70%. The only thing that might stop him is City just might be like, you can't go if Bernardo leaves. We cannot allow you to leave, even if we're getting offered 40 million.
Yeah, there'd have to be a concrete replacement.
Yeah,
there'd have to be a concrete replacement at that point.
Who do you get to replace Mahrez and Bernardo Silva as your right winger?
The silence speaks a lot of words, by the way, because no one can say anything. Leroy Sané.
Sané is an option.
Coleman.
Coleman is an option.
Coleman contracted to 2027.
Yeah.
Go and pay City cash. Get him out.
Chaser, Diaby. These for me are all replacement. These are all like backups. I don't want these players coming in starting. You know what I mean?
Elise, again, another one that I like. Elise,
he's a backup. He's a starter. He's not a starter, sorry, he's a backup.
Yeah, we need someone. I think Leroy Sané. Asensio's gone to PSG.
Yeah.
Gnabry?
Not as a starter. I didn't want him as a starter last year. It was more of a backup. So
Palmer ain't ready, innit?
yeah, Palmer's probably not ready to step in.
He never plays. Rodrigo from Real Madrid. They're not going to sell Rodrigo.
Yeah, he's not going to.
His stonks have raised again this year, so I don't think.
Yeah, and if you're going to go for him, I'd rather try and get Valverde, to be honest.
Valverde's sick, and again another versatile player.
Yeah.
I'd do a shift at right wing. I'd just pass back the whole time.
True. Yeah, Chase is a good option as a backup.
Chase would be good. We just don't know if he can reach the heights that he was at.
Yeah, I wouldn't be signing him as a starter, but I'd sign him as a backup. 35 million apparently you can get him for. That's euros as well, so it's probably like 30 million quid.
Quan there says Bowen.
No,
I like Bowen.
No,
but I don't think he's the level. Sterling. Yeah,
it's peak, isn't it? Right on now.
Neymar. Could you play Neymar right wing though? That was my thing yesterday. Can you play Neymar right wing?
You could probably play right wing, yeah, but that's just. He doesn't strike me as a pet player, man. Not now. Like someone then in the chat said, "Oh, you have to just pass back." That is a large part of the game. He ain't going to be wanting to get the ball, pass the ball backwards.
Neymar got no pauser in him. Neymar's like, I'm going to take on every player that's in front of me.
He ain't got no pauser, man.
I can see it already. Neymar running down that wing, right? He's got a clear pass back inside into Kevin De Bruyne, who's screaming at him for the ball. Neymar tries to take player on, gets beat. Pep going sick. I can see it.
Madison?
Not as a starting right winger for me.
The thing is, I'd have put him in the midfield like that, but starting as a right wing, I don't know.
Not for me.
There's not many options out there, man. The market's dry.
I know which is why I think Leroy Sané might be an option. Kulusevski might be an option. I'd rather have Sané back than Kulusevski, personally.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got a choice: Sané, Neymar, Kulusevski. In what order? What are you saying? The order
Sané,
I just said.
Neymar, Kulusevski.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd go with.
Probably got the same. Yeah.
Oh, you make it want Sané back, innit?
Sané is a serious option, man.
I swear, man. Every single transfer stream in the history of City Xtra over the past 2 years has gone back to Leroy Sané. It doesn't matter what we could talk about centre backs. We'll talk about Leroy Sané.
He's still got a gaff in Manchester as well.
Rafael Leao's not happening. He's just put an 170 million release clause in his contract, and no chance City are going to pay that. It's not a thing. Maradona ain't happening. Can't deal with Napoli. And plus, guy's destined to be a Real Madrid player. He fucking swerks from, doesn't he? Mane, not for me. I don't think he'd come anyway. Dembele, Ousmane Dembele from Barca. He's made of biscuits, but
not for me.
I'd still rather have Sané.
I'd rather have Sané.
Pep does not want Sané. How do you know that though? Guys been having heart-to-hearts every time they meet each other and that.
Are we coming to the conclusion that Leroy Sané should be number one target? Is that what we're saying?
Mahrez, Bernardo Silva both leave. Yes.
Mahrez and Bernardo both leave. Leroy Sané. Rafinha is a good shout, but he's not. Has he not like not?
Don't like him.
Is he not like flopped at Barca? That's why, because they want to get rid of him.
Nah, I don't think he's flopped. So I was speaking to a Barcelona fan about him, and he said he's not flopped. But I just don't think he's very good. I think he's all right. He scored. This is his stats this year: 50 games, 10 goals, 12 assists. So it's not bad. That's in 3,000 minutes. So it's a goal or an assist, just over. It's probably 1.5 game. So it's not the worst stats. I just don't think he's world class.
What was his Rafinha? When he was at Leeds, did he rip it up at Leeds?
Yeah, I think he done quite well.
Did he do well?
I just don't think he's good enough at this level, personally.
Oh, St. Maximin left wing, and no thanks. He's like, St. Maximin's got that Traore gene about him. I've just said it, Traore, mate. You go get buffed daddy, innit?
See, signed Sané. Let's get in the Sané hype train.
Don't you, man? There's a talent drain.
In terms of wingers, wasn't our shortlist apparently just Enciso? Apparently, we were looking at Enciso, yeah. But I don't. Can he play right wing against Enciso? And
the serious talent drain.
Matoma's going to cost you cash because you're You're not going to be able to get Matoma for McAllister money, and he's a left winger. Sane will not come back. I think if you said to Sane, I think personal terms with Sane be done like that.
I think they would too.
It all depends on what happened in the background when he said he wanted to leave.
Yeah. How much of the bridge was burnt when he left?
Because I don't think it didn't appear that any.
Every time we've seen Pep and Sane, they seem like pally.
Yeah.
So I don't think there was any issues. Andy Barlow with the 6 months. Yes, Andy, mate. He says, is it Stansted Airport on our way to Istanbul? Come on, City. Yes, Andy, mate. Have a good weekend, or for however long you're there. Hopefully, City get the job done.
Have a good one, man.
At MCFC, Alex with the 1 month says, Pep is not going to buy a player. He let go. Verts and Xavi Simons, maybe.
He didn't let him go, though. Sane wanted to go.
Sane wanted to go.
It's not like he said, you're being sold, lad. It was he wanted to go.
Yeah. It wasn't that. If Pep wants to get rid of someone, then yeah, he won't sign that player again. Because he knows what he's like and won't want to get rid of him. But
yeah,
Sane wanted to leave. Lawrence says, you know, John, how highly I rate Xavi Simons. Seen him play multiple games. His stats are good too. Versatile as fuck. Xavi Simons this season, has actually got like major stats.
I got serious issues with Eredivisie players.
Oh yeah, that's where he's at. Is he at PSV?
Yeah, I have a serious agenda against the Eredivisie.
I'll give you the stats now, right? This season, he played 48 games this season. He's got 22 goals and 12 assists.
And they probably did that last year.
And he's played as right wing and left wing.
I know he's good. Don't get me wrong, but I have a serious problem with the Eredivisie, man.
Did he play at all?
Was he at PSG for a while? He was at PSG.
He was at PSG. I'm just going to check now if he actually played. He played 16 games, but he only played 6 games in League One, and he got booked once, and that was it.
My question always about the Eredivisie is like you get these players, right, but they're all technically very good, but at the top level in the Premier League, can they cope? Because the Premier League compared to the Eredivisie, man, it's like there's a massive gap. So I just have a little bit of I don't really rate it. I don't really rate the league, and that's the problem.
Oh, sidestep, right? Rewind a little bit back to Mahrez. More news on Mahrez. Apparently, this is all rumours, isn't it? Blue Moon Forum and that. It's not Tommy, but Blue Moon Forum and that. It says, apparently, Donny and Blue Moon Forum has put the City Extra tweet in there and said he was told yesterday that Mahrez has been offered approximately 650 grand a week.
See ya.
In a bit.
I don't want him to leave, yeah?
Oh, yeah, and in terms of fee, 40 million is the latest that's talked.
He would be a fool. He would be a fool to turn that down.
So
I don't want him to leave. But if he doesn't go, then he's an idiot.
£40 million goes City's way. He gets 650 grand a week.
He's got to take that, man.
If I seen him in town now, right, which I won't because he's in Istanbul. But if I seen him, I'd say to him, I don't want you to leave. But if you don't take £650,000 a week tax free, then you are a fool.
You just got like if he wins the Champions League, bro, he can just say he's completed it.
Yeah,
he did.
Especially if he wins the Champions League, nothing else for him to do.
Wins the Champions League, then right, you've done it. You can still go play football, and you're gonna earn absolute cash.
No brainer.
It is an absolute no brainer. £40 million goes City way. He gets absolute cash. I think if that came in, he'd be knocking on Pep's door saying, "Let me go."
I think he will.
I think City seriously need to be looking at this. City seriously, they need to be working overdrive. Do you know, I said Caldoon be on the phone and that. He needs to be on the phone to Teak and that saying, where's my right wingers at? Because Mahrez is going to get off. They need to be having this conversation inside because, yes, it's not happening right now. It's not happened yet. And there's no, it's not, we know the interest is definitely there. Even just the interest of them coming in for him, City should be worried, man. They should be worried that we could potentially lose in two major right wingers.
Sane knows the game. He knows the system. He knows Pep. He can come in and he'll just slam from day one.
Yeah, he's a game changer as well, Sane. He offers
left wing, right
different.
Wing. He can play through the middle.
And look, I know that we beat Bayern 3-0 and that, and then obviously the second game was 1-1, but Sane looked good. When we seen him, Sane looked mint.
I just get the vibe as well from Sane that I think he low-key regrets.
I think he regrets it. I think he definitely regrets leaving City. Because he didn't become the main man.
Yeah, he's not the main man. And you seen him on the interview after the City game. He was talking about City. He said, "Yeah, City are mint." And like, you could just tell, man, from the way he was speaking that like he still holds something dear to him. You see him on like Instagram and Snapchat and that. He's always buzzing about City. And...
Yeah, his girlfriend's a City fan. She always wants to go. She comes back to Manchester all the time, doesn't she?
Yeah.
So does he. He spent Christmas over here.
He was in our dressing room after one of our wins after the Christmas break. If the bridges were burned, he wouldn't be coming back.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, he was getting about, wasn't he? So yeah, I think that's the thing. I think that's genuinely where we need to be looking now. We need to be looking at Leroy Sané.
Bring me Sané, man.
Like Sané's ship long sailed. He's only like 27, 28.
Jesus, man. There's some suspect behaviour going on in this chat when it comes to ages, man.
It's because... Do you remember me and you said this,
sus, bro.
Me and you said
people
this
are like,
week.
oh, he's 29, he's too old. How fucking young do these people want?
It is basically... sus. But it is. It's annoying because, like, 28, 27, peak time in your football career, yeah? But now, it's like people go, oh, that's well too old. You're signing players at the peak, and then people expect now saying that that's too old. We signed Fernandinho when he was like 28.
It's sus, bro.
Like people just like they look at if you're post 26, if you're after 26-year-old, your career's finished. That's it. Like football careers as short as it is, but it's getting shorter because people are bidding off players so easy like that. We need to look at the future though. Yeah, but we can look at the future. But if you go get Leroy Sané, it gives you another 3 or 4 years to look to the future.
How old is he, Sané?
27. 27 years old and that is now finished. Jack Grealish is 27.
It's funny, man.
Kevin De Bruyne is 32. He just got the most assists in the Premier League. Like, how is it that this is just finished, man? Like, 27 years old. Oh, done. Yeah, no, he's finished now. KOVACIC, 29. He may as well retire at this point. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. It's mad. It's crazy scenes, man. I get you're not signing for the future, but you don't always have to sign 22-year-olds.
You say that, bro, but he'll be playing for at least 5 years.
Yeah, exactly 5 years. At his peak, bro. His peak career, bro. 27 will get signed at his peak times.
Well, you can sign young players. I get that. We want the young players in the squad, but you have too many, and you see what happened to Arsenal. Arsenal got one of the youngest squads in the league, bottled it. They had one of the youngest squads in the league last season, bottled top 4. Why? Because they have experience. You need players with experience, man.
How much would it cost to go and get Sané? How long's left in his contract?
I don't think it would cost that much, bro. I really don't think it would cost that much. I think, what do we sell him for? 45 million. He's got 2 years left on his contract. I think you'd be talking 50 to 60 million.
I'd say 60 mil. I reckon you could go get him 50, 60 mil.
I say do it, man. I say go and get it.
I would sanction that like that.
It's a guaranteed hit. Same way I think about Kovacic. I think it's guaranteed from minute 1 he's going to perform.
I think what I'd do, yeah, I'd go and get Leroy Sané. I'd loan Cole Palmer out and I'd buy Chaser as my backup. There you go. Total outlay, like what? Probably about 75, 80 million quid, and you're getting Leroy Sané and Chaser.
Juventus.
You might have to pay like 30 mil for Chaser on it.
That's what I'm saying, isn't
it? Yeah. So get Sané 50 quid, like 80 mil like that, wasn't it? And plus 40 of that comes back from Riyad Mahrez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
And who else are we going to sign? You're going to sign. You're going to sell. You could be in profit again, man. This club loving the profit at the moment because
you could sell Bernardo.
Bernardo 60 million, so that's net spend of about 20 million. Laporte will go for about 40 to 50 million. So you're looking at around 70 million. You buy Gvardiol. Gvardiol fee is rumouredly at the moment around 75 to 80 million, down a bit. So then, you're pretty much breaking even. You sell a couple of academy players. There's a very high chance that going into next season, we could be in profit.
Yeah. It is. Test Arsenal resolve Saka, just signed the new deal.
Yeah, just signed a new contract. Also, I don't want him. He's not old enough. Too young. People talk about youngsters. He's too young for me. Got no experience winning anything. What's he ever done in his career? Not won anything.
Yeah,
I don't want him as my main thing at the moment. I think he needs another year. Give him a year in the Champions League, and then if people want to talk about him, I think he'll be at Arsenal for a long time anyway. But I wouldn't go for him as my main right winger now. I think he needs another year at Arsenal playing Champions League football. He needs to improve his away record because his away record is very, very bad.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that this year. It's been horrendous, hasn't it? Did he score a goal away? It was very low anyway.
It's against like top six teams away from
yeah.
home. It's horrendous.
King Clad's the king with the two, so Sane every day of the week will get it done now. And it's weird because all this Sane chat at the beginning of the transfer window, or like not transfer window, at the beginning of like the season kind of thing, or whilst we've been speaking about it, was all kind of just like a hypothetical situation that we can try to drill in and just like we'd speak about it. Obeyed to come in with like super chat saying Seaside Sane and that, and it all became a little bit of a joke and was like, yeah, always Seaside Sane, but I think it needs to be a serious conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it needs to be a serious conversation, and I genuinely don't think he'd have any problems with leaving that football club.
Mm-hmm.
Mad.
Agreed.
Absolutely mad. Before we go, I think there's a little bit of VIEGA news. Obviously, there was major rumours of him going to Real Madrid with VIEGA. That kind of died off a little bit, and then now apparently, City and Newcastle are set to go head to head. For Celta Vigo midfielder GABRI VIEGA. Both clubs are willing to trigger the player's £40 million release clause. 40 million release clause. We've heard about this for ages. I thought this would be a done deal, but they kind of just... Did he get a new agent or something? Then like...
Pep's brother.
Oh, he wanted it to be Pep's brother, but did he go with someone else?
He went with someone else, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, because it was basically nailed on that he'd signed for us, because obviously Pep's brother and that, and then it died off rapid. Then Real Madrid were talking about it, and now Newcastle are in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one that's going to be. I think he's got a big decision on his hands, innit?
Mm-hmm.
He might, but the thing is with Newcastle now, they skipped forward a massive step and got Champions League football. They skipped forward years, man. So then they can offer him in more game time than what they became City.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a big decision. While you're in Tahir says, bro, why are we only taking 40 million for him? 80 million is for Riyad Mahrez. You're not going to get 80 million for Riyad Mahrez.
It's because of his age, bro. He's 32, man.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't think you're going to get that amount of money for a 32-year-old, personally. So you might be able to go 45, 50 mil, but I don't think you're going to get anything more than that. Not for a 32-year-old.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's not it, innit? Right. Any other players news? I think we spoke about fucking loads. I said loads of players. Loads of panic. But I think it's time.
Man.
I think it's time to let the transfer panic put it on hold, innit? Because we've got the biggest game, one of the biggest games in history in 24 hours, or just over 24 hours anyway. So attention needs to turn to that. We'll have a preview out for you. We'll obviously bring you all the updates we can for the game, and Pep will be speaking at 5. We could probably include the Pep presser in the preview, instead of doing like a separate press conference stream, because he's speaking at 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's time to get nervous. Basically, time to stop the transfer talk and speak about actual football again. Which is time. Nice. It's time. Appreciate everyone who super chatted. Big up HSK, man. $200 is absolutely wild. Appreciate any new Paratosh with the gifted members as well. Everyone else with the member milestones and that, massively appreciated. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Hit the likes. Click the notification bell as well, so you know that when we go live for our preview. And yeah, tomorrow's a big day, innit? Watch along mode tomorrow. Mm-hmm. my head's whizzing already thinking about it. But yeah, we'll see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.